Hello, Tony Rizzo from Sanrizz. Hello from Zurich to London.
Good, nice to speak to you.
Nice to speak to you too. We're very pleased and happy that you're able to be with us for the Progress Hair Seminar 2012 in Zurich.
Yeah.
Have you already finished preparing for Progress Hair 2012, and what's the main focus you will be bringing with you?
Well, I think we're launching our Fusion collection. Okay, so we have a lot of excitement around the type of cutting system that we're using. We're going to be doing some double cuts and fusion color. So basically, it's a fusion of our techniques together between long, mid-length, and short, and combination. And we call them double cuts, and we call it the Fusion collection. So that's something that we're going to launch in Switzerland. We did our first launch in Prague last week, and it was phenomenal.
Okay, very interesting. Where do you draw the inspiration and motivation from that you need in order to continually create new trends?
It's a very interesting question because a lot of people ask these answers. You know, our work is about development. First of all, because we have to understand the fundamental of what hair is about. And the most important thing is techniques. And while we work with techniques, our creative inspiration comes out. I take my personal inspiration basically from all walks of life. From music, from TV, from the media, but most of all from faces. Yeah, I find attraction in many, many faces, as we all have. I travel on the metro a lot, and I just stare at people traveling on the metro, and that inspires me. And just to say, I go to art galleries and that inspires me, it's a lot of bullshit. I think inspiration comes within, but it's an accumulation, yeah, of what you believe in as far as techniques are concerned that give us the knowledge to put together concepts and ideas that what makes hairdressing special today.
Does learning hairstyling and becoming a hairstylist generally still form a trend among the youth of today?
Well, there are two stories to this. There's the youth of today that obviously really wants to become a hairdresser, but they want to become a hairdresser in the fast track. In other words, they want to become superstars before doing a proper foundation and the time element. So in our days, our time element took 5 years to become a stylist. Now they want to do it within 2 years. And so the foundation, yeah, is not there as much. The attraction, I have to say, is diminished slightly in some countries, as mainly because the youth of today want to earn a quick buck and a fast buck very quickly without really going through the foundation of what education is about and learning from the masters. So there is two stories into where they find the new talent of tomorrow, of where they find the inspirations as somebody to take on the career of being a hairdresser. So obviously it is a tough call in that, but I feel with the way the youth is developing, I think they're trying to, there's a new feel that we can get into the sort of hairdressing that today brings to the youth of tomorrow, because they do want to be excited. And I think there's an element of the old school that perhaps is not as exciting enough to the young hairdresser. So we must make the hairdressing more exciting, more attractable, but most important, yeah, also something that can be a career for the youth of today.
In general, how has hairdressing developed as a sector in your view?
Well, I think like I said, I think in many ways hairdressing has developed more. There's more choice. There's certainly a lot more talent about, and not just nationally. I think internationally, the world has got smaller, and so the ideas travel quicker, and the concepts of hairdressing is more global. And I think that's what's changed, and I think it's all for the best as well.
For 50 years, the cities of London, Paris, and Milan were the headliners for the hair trend lounges. Is that still the case today, or are new cities influencing hair fashion?
I think I'm not being forward thinking, but London has always been the city where hair techniques and hair fashion has globalized the world. There has been cities like Paris, New York, Milan, and now Moscow and Tokyo. They all have their individual style. I don't think we can say that they have actually brought a revolution to the hairdressing world, and not as much as London has. And I think most countries would agree with me on that front. But I have to say that that's changing. London cannot live on its past laurels. There is a lot of incredible talent in other cities. And I've just visited many cities, like I go to Tokyo a lot. And recently we have done events in Moscow. And there's an enormous amount of talent in Moscow, as well as, may I say, in other cities such as Rio and Buenos Aires, South America, and there is a lot of talent in Australia. There's a lot of talent in, as I say, in Russia, but also from other countries of Europe, like Poland, Romania, Czech Republic, and of course Switzerland. We have a lot of talented hairdressers that make what we call the sort of niche area of their market, and they're leaders. So I think we can take something from everybody, and I think that's what's wonderful and exciting about today's development. We can't say that London, Paris, Milan lead because they lead in fashion. I think we are innovators of hair, but imitators of fashion. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a slight difference when we call cities fashion statements.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How do all the do-it-yourself products, low-priced products, internet sales, and professional products in department store for the end users affect your business?
Well, there is always an effect on that, but I think with everything, as I said before, things are moving very, very quick in that sector. Competition is very healthy. So when there are more products on the market, it allows us professionals to be more professional. And I think that's where the key area is. We as hairdressers have to be more professional. We have the better products than you'll buy in drugstores. Mm-hmm. We have more the formulas that is able to give us the best results. We have to be more professional. Otherwise, yes, we will lose that clientele that buys from us professionally. So yes, we have to be better prepared. Mm-hmm. Certainly more quality control, but it actually allows us to sell more products. Mm-hmm. We have sold more products in our salons in retail than ever before, because we have changed that part of our concept. No longer do we leave the product behind the counter, the reception. No, we have a shop full of products, professional products, only products that you can buy through a professional salon. There is, of course, the multiples, which will always have a similar product in drugstores that you compete against. But I think there's nothing better than professional advice, and that's where the hairdresser has to be more professional.
Mm-hmm. Concerning the services in a salon, is it enough today in a salon to create great haircuts and coloring to be successful?
Well, that goes to the next point. Of course, it's never enough. Mm-hmm. To have a great haircut is wonderful. To have a great color is wonderful. But how many techniques do we know in color? Sanrizz, we offer 36 techniques in coloring. So I have a menu of 36 different types of coloring, from partial coloring to classic coloring to organic coloring, to tri-lights, highlights, hidden color, parachute. We have 36 techniques. So it's a bigger, wider market that we can offer clients. We have straightening, we have perming, we have trichology. We have a lot more services available now. But as I said, we have to become more professional. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cutting will always be what draws the client to you. But if you have a great cut and a great color and a great service, that the client comes back to you, then you've done a good job. But no, it's not enough. It's never enough. And I think that's where the hairdressers have got to be more clever, which sometimes, unfortunately, we're a bit too narrow-minded that way in thinking that the only way that we can draw professional and expert advice to a client is only because I can do a great haircut or a great color. No, I think we have to do a lot more of advice. And that's something that comes within our industry, and it is available. But how often do we get the hairdressers today, especially the young ones, that really focus on these points, focus on trichology, focus on very much on skin tones to understand that, focus very much on the consultation. And that is something that we at Sanrizz, pride ourselves in spending that extra amount of time to give that service to that client. So it's never enough, and there's always something extra that we can give.
I think you just answered actually for my next question, where I wanted to ask you about your specialty or about your recipe for the success. Is there another point you want to mention with that question?
I think, how do you measure success? And I'm hungry to always find that there is another avenue in our profession. We are doing this profession for life. It's not a quick buck profession. It's passion, love, and I'm disciplined. And I think these are the areas that you need to become a great hairdresser. What's a great hairdresser? A great hairdresser is the last haircut that you did. Was it a good one or was it a bad one? So we cannot measure it. We can only measure it, if we analyze every time that we provide great service, great recommendation, and most of all, that you grow your personnel, you grow your staff through training. And we go through an immense amount of training through all our salons, on our network salons as well. And that's important to spread the quality and the professionalism that is needed in today's hairdresser. And that's what I'm interested in.
Thank you very much for this information, very interesting. Will you be attending any other important events this year? I'm sure you will.
The biggest event, of course, is next week, which is our 30th anniversary of the Alternative Hair Show.
Wow.
We have 20 of the top names in the world attending, over 5,500 people. We're also doing a very special tribute to Vidal. As you know, Vidal passed away the 9th of May, on the same day as the anniversary of my son, who died of leukemia. And Vidal also died of leukemia. So our 30th anniversary of this Alternative Hair Show is dedicated for us to continue our fight for leukemia. But more than that, we are also celebrating 30 incredible years of incredible talent, great creativity, but most important, the world of hairdressing that comes together on one stage. Their energy and their efforts to participate in this great event in London next Sunday.
Of course, we wish you a great success for that. We're not doubting. In just under 2 months' time, you will be in Zurich with us. What's your connection with Zurich, and when were you last in Zurich?
You, working with all the teams that are at the Congress, but most important, I'm looking forward in collaborating with other like-minded people who have a great passion for their creativity and their industry. So thank you very much for inviting Sanrizz, inviting me and my team, and we hope very much that we do you proud to have us together.
We're proud as well, and we're looking forward to welcome you here at the end of November. Great success once again for your Alternative Hair Show, and good luck with the final preparation for Progress Hair.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much.
Bye, Oliver. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.